Hello, welcome. This is Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy. And I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, your destiny, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light that you were born with, that you were incarnated on this new earth Gaia. So how is everyone this evening on December 14th? It's Wednesday in the Matrix work week. Hurry, hurry, harp. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't think about time and task, task, task. It's all about rushing. Get out of my way. I'm getting to whatever I need for me. Isn't that what it's all about? Competitiveness, consumerism, having the most stuff, having the most status, the most wealth. Isn't that what the world's all about these days? Well, not any longer because it's collapsing, and we're going to share all about that. So are you feeling disconnected? And what I mean by that is, are you feeling as though you're not quite your usual self and things aren't going back to normal and you really don't feel grounded? Do you sometimes feel lost and confused? And you don't really have a place to turn to because no one really has any answers. Everyone's kind of looking at each other puzzled. And why is that? Well, that's because there's so much shifting around going on right now, and it's for the better. We are embarking on new earth Gaia. And the old civilization, that matrix, that's in the trash. And that's why we're going to get into subjects like the elite Cabal takedown, I should say. First off, karmic debt, the elite Cabal takedown, and a light clearing lesson. Of course, I'll touch on angels and psychic phenomenon. Well, let me ask you, how did you tune into your heart today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? I mean, I just mentioned feeling disconnected. We are going to lose some of our identity. We're going to bring on more of ourself will come forward. I mean, I've been speaking to you about ascending. I've been speaking to you about you're waking up. You're waking up. You've had amnesia. Your memory was wiped clean. And now in this moment, it's returning. You're discovering more about yourself. So your identity is definitely going to shift, and you might feel as though you're kind of undergoing something. You're transforming to the most authentic version of you. It's super positive. It's great because more of you and your personality is being activated. All of our light codes that are within us, the blueprint. We each have a genuine blueprint that's just for us, our personal blueprint. And our DNA is becoming activated. More light is coming onto the earth. And as you awaken from amnesia, you're going to discover that you're going to remember some past life circumstances. Maybe you came from another planet, you're from another star family. You're going to discover that you are really, really, really crushing so much of your personality down because, as we shared yesterday, when we were small, those that were around us, whoever was supposed to nurture us, might have said, "Oh, I don't like that part of you." Huh. And so you hid that part of you. That's your shadow. That's the other side of you, the darker side of you. And you hid that. And then you magnified the part of you that everyone said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Keep that up." But unfortunately, what happened was the darker side kept getting more and more power because it was hidden. So we are trying to actually bring that forward and get through the darker side of us and do our shadow work. And how do we do our shadow work? I mentioned last night. You have to ask yourself objectively about some belief systems that you have about yourself. And whatever that is, maybe you were told your whole life, "Oh, you're shy," but you're really not. That's something that was told to you. And so you made it a reality. So we want to go to whatever you deem is your personality, aspects of you that you really have been repressing and hidden because you're kind of a little ashamed of it. We have to love all of ourselves, don't we? We have to love all of ourselves. So this old earth is transforming, and we are transforming with the earth. We are evolving. And so the systems are broken because they're man-made, they're artificial, they're simulation, they are an illusion. They were created by the leaders to keep us in power, to enslave us, so that they could use us for our energy and whatever they felt they needed us for. There was some heinous acts committed against humanity, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And so everything must fall apart just like we are. Hey, Wayne, you're new. Hi, MK. Waves. And we have a new one. Hi, Wayne. Nice to meet you. I'm Mary. I'm familiar with MK. Let's see, MK. I know I've heard you. You've been here with us before. My cheat sheet. Where are you on here? Well, I'm going to add you right now, MK. Michael K, I should say. I apologize for that. Where are you both coming from? Michael K. LOL. Yes, you are here before. Vermont, I found you. Hello. Oh, what's it like in Vermont? Do you have snow? Is there snow? I was up in the country over the weekend, and I kept hearing, oh, it's not sticking. The snow's not sticking. It's safe the whole day because it looked like flurries. And then 5:00, I leave to go home, and guess what? It's icy and snowy, and they get 4 inches. And I drove 20 minutes at 10 miles an hour. So are you getting any snow there? And I hear up north, it's been very cold. Here, not so much. So where are you coming from, Wayne? Oh, Alberta. Hi, I've been just seeing you on Twitter. Thank you for what you do. Oh, well, thank you for showing up. Casper won. I was eating snow today. It felt good. Oh, I hope that it came directly from the sky and there was no animals that had any chance to touch that snow, right? You're funny, Casper won. Okay, so wait, it's been winter here since November 1st. Okay, I got to write you down on here. Wayne. Well, thanks. You've seen me on Twitter? Hello. What's your handle on Twitter? So you're coming from Alberta. I think we have somebody else who's from Alberta, Canada. We do. Jody. I haven't seen Jody in a while, but she's during my 11 o'clock because I've been swapping up my time. Wow, guys. Well, it's great everybody joining us. Truth. Okay. Well, I'll look. Yeah, that sounds so familiar. So Casper won. Let me see, Casper won. I'm so happy you're all here today. Love and light, love and light. We're all joining together. We are the first timeline arrivals. We've awakened. We're here to awaken the masses. Are you a starseed light worker? Yeah, it came from the heaven on earth. Mandy Jensen, you're from Alberta, Canada. Mandy, yes. You know what, Mandy? I didn't have your last name here. Wow, another Alberta, Canada. What's going on with Alberta, Canada? Is the light beings like whispering in your ear, or the angels saying, look at Mary's YouTube? Okay, anyway, the systems are collapsing, as we know. We're going to get into the elite Cabal takedown. And so we all have to begin again. Do you sometimes feel as though, and what's going on in your life, things are breaking down or they're shifting? Because, as we've spoken about our energetic pattern, and, as our energetic pattern changes, and when you're shifting or changing, you're transmuting into another version of you. I'm sure some of what's going on, the norm for your life, is going to break down, just like what we're going to see out. And it's getting exciting what's going on out there. So this new civilization has to be built, but everything has to collapse. And you're seeing that. And a lot of it has, and it looks like from the outside, it hasn't. But behind the curtain, it surely has. Because so many things are more apparent. And it's coming through because they've been doubling down on us. They've been saying, this is what we're all about. All this satanic symbolism and all these signs. And we see this through the entertainers. We see this through, the music industry. We see this through our leaders, all this really filthy stuff and weird stuff that they're accepting. And then we're supposed to accept. And guess what? There's more of us than there are of them. So they're going down completely. And so we are preparing, we're planning, we're accepting, we're going to rest, we're going to make time to sleep and drink lots of water and allow all the light to come into our systems so that we're preparing for the event, because we are ascending. And when we ascend and we reach the light, because all of us are going to connect telepathically, mind to mind. Right now we are connecting. It's like when you go out and you're just meet someone and you say, oh my gosh, I feel like as though I've met this person before, or I've known them my entire life. It's because they are starseed. They're maybe empathic like you are. You have some kind of mind-to-mind connection, and they're a friend forever. And that's what we are creating right here. We're creating this new civilization, and we are going to be patient, have love for all, a place of peace, and communicating through our thoughts. So I'm from Alberta. Wait, what does this say? I came from heaven on earth, now enjoying coffee. You know what, Casper 1? I have so many food allergies now, and I think my body is shifting. But one thing is, I can't eat like real hardcore coffee. I can have chai tea lattes. They don't seem to affect me. I'm okay. So there must be some ingredient in that. And I've shared, I love those Starbucks chai tea lattes. I just do. Not so much the Dunkin' Donuts, but more the Starbucks. Winter weather is so beautiful. Yes, oh, it is. Correct. The collapse is happening, has happened. It all show at this point. Just love the negative and it will disappear. Light roast coffees. Oh, okay. And I agree with you, Casper 1, and I agree with you, Michael K. Yes. We must embrace all of it, and I hope you all like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also do drink ginger tea, and I'm the same. I can't tolerate more than a cup of what? Yes. And so let's get into karmic debt. What is karmic debt? We all hear about karma, which is cycle of cause and effect. And from time to time, I've spoken to other healers and those in my niche industry, which is actually going to become across the board. Everyone's going to be in my niche industry. It's just that most of us were told, oh, you're so crazy if you think that way. You can't predict the future. We all can. We just have to adapt, and we have to tune into our senses. So our karma is actually an accumulation of negative energy and past deeds, our karmic debt. Okay, so it's an accumulation of negative energy and past deeds. So our deeds are pretty relevant, how we handle situations and thoughts and words and actions in this physical reality, and probably with your own self, how you deal with your own self and how you think about yourself. And I've shared with you how powerful our thoughts are. They're a vibration. They carry energy. They carry emotions and feelings. And if you could imagine your thoughts in front of you in a sentence, and they were all coming out on a piece of paper, what would they be? Because it matters. You're creating the effect, the outcome. So it's predestination, they say, predetermination, the patterns in your life repeated, mostly bad patterns or unresolved issues in your life. The main consequence of past choices is your karmic debt. So karma is the sum of a person's actions in this or previous states of existence, and it decides their fate for future lifetimes. In other words, it really matters how you treat others. And those that say, no, I got away with it. I got away with it. And they have a big smile on their face and they're so proud of themselves. No, they don't, because most of the time if not all of the time, it comes back double worse, whatever they've done. And so they're actually harming themselves when they harm others, whether it's through thoughts, words, or actions. And it's something to be aware of, isn't it? Now, there is a consequence, basically, and there is a benefit to your karma. You can get out of karmic debt by good deeds. You can be more aware. I mean, there are those out there that don't realize their actions and how it affects others, and they're just really just thinking about themselves most of the time. So karma defines your future. Karma, the cycle of cause and effect. Each action a person takes in their life will affect him or her at future points. So it applies to thoughts, words, if you have power to create good and bad experiences. So in other words, as we commit or create or are good deeds, good thoughts, we're building up good karma for our future. Now, you can have what's called past generational karmic debt, which could be from your family. You know, if your family, and I know that that's considered a myth or story, you know, the son will take on, you know, the punishment for the father. But be aware of that because, you know, it could be in a past life. And they say it doesn't even necessarily have to be karma. If in your past life, for example, you had something negative happen to you, you can carry that energy over to this lifetime. And you wonder, why do I always feel like, you know, my arm's not attached to me? And in a past life, maybe you lost your arm or something negative happened to you physically and you feel like you're not all connected here. Just be aware. You can ask for this information to be told to you through dreams, or you can speak to someone and they have an understanding and they can give you some kind of hypnosis, and they can go back in time in your past lives and share information. If you have questions, there are those out there that are able to do this. So the universe will bring back whatever's committed or feeling that caused in another person, like karmic boomerang. So if you've harmed someone, it will karmically come back and get you. And you know, like I said, again, you know, karmic debt will show itself where, here's some examples. If you feel as though good things happen and then something bad, and then good things happen and then something bad, you don't have clear karma. So we're going to go through just a few ways to clear your karma. So it's signs of karmic debt are patterns in your life, and maybe they're destructive and challenging constantly. You don't feel ever at peace. The love of negative will disappear. Okay, correct. Okay. The light, I'm the same. I can't tolerate more than a cup of coffee. Oh, clairvoyance. Right, clairvoyance. You're funny. Okay, so let's prioritize clearing our karmic debt. There are those out there that choose themselves, which is law of one. You know, they're saying service to self. It's all about me and my stuff. You know those individuals. Now, should we send them anything negative? No, I'm not saying that. We must send love to all living creatures and all living beings and help them because they're not aware. You know, some out there, some other beings out there have so much pain in their heart, and maybe it came at a young age, or it was something was inflicted on them and they can't see. They're not aware of their behavior. And they're like one of those horses. I live near New York City, and they have these carriage rides, and the horses have blinders on so they don't go out into the middle of the street because they're literally, you know, walking along with traffic. And those out there that are service to self have blinders on. They're not looking at you or anyone that they're pushing to get to what they want. And they say, oh, it's just, don't take it personal. It's just business. It's all personal. Let's speak of how to clear our karma. So how to clear our karma. Well, we can be grateful for every experience you have. And maybe you feel as though, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? And why is this happening to me? And you come from the perspective that you're a victim. Like it's always happening to me. However, I have to say, out of every single experience that you have, there's a lesson or there's something to be gained from it. Maybe people are beautiful. And if you're joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let's begin to be grateful. We can begin right now and be grateful for this moment that we're breathing here, that we're living in this moment. I'm so overjoyed to be here and grateful for you that's joining us here on this Wednesday night in the Matrix work week. And we are embarking on 2023, and more is going to come into us, more positivity and more light every moment. Before 2023, we just went through that portal, that pathway, the 12-12 pathway, which is all about abundance. It's all about bringing your future forward that you want, and anything is available to you. It's all about your belief system. It's how you think of things. It's about you getting out of your own way. The more you expand your consciousness and you come from a higher vibration, which means you are in love, you are grateful. And you know what? Maybe it takes time for you to just keep reminding yourself. Sometimes I say, when we're doing the psychic phenomenon exercises, I say, just be patient. Just be patient. Who wants to sit here and do a ball of light? Who wants to sit here and practice dropping down into your clear senses? But I'm sharing with you that every single time we do that, we are actually moving muscles. It's like working out and going to the gym. Do you go to the gym? Do you work your mind out? Maybe you're someone that's a writer, or you're really good at math, or you're very much an athlete. You're working parts of yourself, and it's the same. It's the same with having gratitude. It's the same. It's a reminder. I'm just reminding you. So let's be grateful for every experience that we have, good or bad. Okay? I made that point, didn't I? And let's act with love towards everyone, no matter what they've done. At night I pray, and I pray. I pray to God. I'm a Christ conscious, God loving, Virgin Mary, the whole thing, the angels. I speak of angels, and I also pray for everyone, even those that I know have injured me, because that's the only way to handle darkness, is to embrace it with love. It's like you want to hug it. And when I heal someone, when I do a healing and I spin light around the person, and at the end of the video, I always am spinning light, and they're in the middle, you're in the middle. And when I'm spinning light around you, what am I doing exactly? Light is breaking down any negativity that's in you, and it's bringing you forward. We all have within us this very unique, beautiful, lovely, worthy being. And you have to remind yourself of that. You are. And that's why I say, what are your 3 characteristics that make you authentic? Remind yourself. So when you wake up one day and you say, oh my gosh, this bad thing happened, or I don't feel well, or then you can just sit there and you can right off the bat come up with your 3 characteristics, and you can say, well, I have this to offer the world. I have this to offer myself, and I'm worthy. Sometimes we criticize ourselves and we shame ourselves. And that comes from practice, because we were raised to be criticized. We were raised to be told we weren't good enough. Come on, let's compete. Be tougher, be stronger. And it made you feel bad, because like I shared earlier, you're only bringing up certain characteristics about yourself. Give it all out there. Put it all out there. Now, check motives and make sure that they come from a place of love for self and others, and come from a place, I'm grateful for this moment. Thank you, Miriam. Good. Welcome, Michael K. Thank you. And anyone who's joining us, share where you're coming from. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's be sure our motives. Why are we doing something? Are we doing things so that we are going to benefit from it? Or are we doing a deed because we just, out of the goodness of our heart. You know, have you ever been out somewhere and you can see someone who's having a tough time? And I spoke last week and I shared with you that I went to this appointment, and it was in a building, a government building. And it was a very serious appointment. And I was stressed about it. And I was leaving the appointment and I was texting on my phone. You know, I was texting on my, I don't even know how to do it. Texting on my phone. And because I was texting on my phone and I was walking really slowly, I saw this woman that was crying, and she dropped her coat and she was hysterically crying right by the exit. And so I stood there and I said, "Are you okay?" And everyone was just walking by her and they didn't care. She was hysterically crying. And I said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's told me why she was crying. And I stood there long enough and I was going to help her. I was going to sit with her. And I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes." And she put her coat back on and then she left. And the man that I went to met at the appointment walked up. Now, if I hadn't paused and asked this woman if she was okay, I would have already left the building and I would never have spoken to the man. The man said, "Come back to my office." So was that benefited me? It wasn't intentional, but it turned out, that was kind of a little karmic for me, good karma, like we just spoke of. So watch your attitude and let's create awareness. Let's forgive. And most importantly, let's create more good karma. Now, when we forgive, we are creating good karma. Watch out how you deal with things. I am neutrality, nice synchronicity. Yes, it was synchronicity, but I didn't intentionally mean that. It just worked out that way for my favor. Okay, so any of you out there, we've spoken so many times about activating our third eye, and it's important because we're doing so much clair work lately, some psychic phenomenon. And we want to activate that. And maybe you put a little gemstone here and place it on between your two brows. Maybe you visualize light hitting your brows. Maybe you have a Kundalini awakening. Ask for it. Ask for your third eye to be activated so that you can have clairvoyance. And we're going to get into our clairsenses, but I'm going to remind you that's a point. You can't plan those things. The universe protect. And so clairvoyance, clear vision. Do you have clear vision? You have one of the clairsenses. At least one. You can master, possibly three, at least three. Because when we all raise, all of us are coming together, and we're going to get into the elite Cabal in about 5 seconds. When we all raise our vibration, when we all are just in love and we embrace each other and we embrace darkness and light and we are patient and we are looking to this new earth, Gaia, this new civilization that is going to be built up. It's going to be built up like that fast. Because as soon as more of us come up to the light, and it's not a physical place. I keep pointing up because it feels like it is. It's going to be the same reality, but we're just going to be connected to each other. And not only is our physical bodies going to go to light, but all of us, our mind, our emotions, our feelings, to a higher consciousness. And when we all connect, we are all going to have this clairvoyance. Now, we are capable of it right now. So it's the ability to see people, objects, locations, events, past and present. And here's a little chart. And I'm going to go through that at the very end. So the elite Cabal. The elite Cabal. What is the elite Cabal? Well, we all know what the elite Cabal is. Anyone who's awakened, right? The elite Cabal, well, maybe we could say that it's been a secret government. It's many secret governments together. They've come together. So the elite Cabal is a group that believes that they are superior to us. They believe that they are the best of the best. They are wonderful. John Cooper, you're back. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Hello, John Cooper. I hope you liked the video. John Cooper, did you feel loved today when you woke up? Because we did that exercise yesterday. We were just speaking about karmic debt and how it's accumulation of negative energies from past deeds. And so the elite cabal, this group that believes they are superior than the rest of us. We know who they are, don't we? I'm going to name a few. I'm always pushing the envelope because I'm a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm a truth seeker. I'm a rebel, not the rebel that creates havoc out there, the rebel that believes there's another reality. Hello, that's me, a little bit. Oh, good. Okay, so we are seeing corruption revealed every moment of every day moving forward. And so what's happened is somehow miraculously during this spiritual war of good and evil, the evil was taken out, right? And the good prevailed. The angels came down from heaven, and all of the humans on earth that were brought here to wake up the masses, the light workers and the star seeds, they defeated evil. And so what's happened is, what's left? There's no one holding up evil anymore. And so they're falling down. They're collapsing. They're getting struck by lightning. They're having heart attacks. They're retiring, or they're resigning. They are being taken out of their positions of control. So the corruption has been revealed. It's been exposed. And so these united elite cabal, and they have these private views of how things should go in their own interests, how to kind of handle us. Conspiracy analysis is a much better term. That's what I call myself, conspiracy analysis. It's not conspiracy, it's real life. It's reality. It's not science fiction, it's real. They've been secretly plotting against the masses for decades, for hundreds of years. Now, do we know them to be, are they humans? Are they humans? Some believe them to be reptilians that have shape-shifted into human bodies. Is Mark Zuckerberg human? Is, let's see, George Soros? Is Bill Gates? Was the Queen reptilian? We wonder about this, don't we? Others, conspiracy theorists, truth seekers, rebels, dark horses out there like myself. And so they've been secretly plotting against us. And we've been just rush, quick, get to the 9-to-5 job. We've been following the masses and conforming and just to be liked and follow the law that we thought, all of those in the government that we thought were protecting us. Were they looking out for us? And as I say, the old cliche is never trust a car salesman, a lawyer, or a politician. And we've been trusting a car salesman, a lawyer, and a politician. And so we've been enslaved, and we've been in slavery. And the secret government has basically been benefiting themselves. So they've been conspiring to destroy the public. And maybe it came through human trafficking, the MK Ultra, chemtrails, the medical poop, the groomers, the handlers. And so they are swiftly being taken down. Now they've been being removed from their place, their status, and their positions of power. We know, though, we are now aware of all of this naughty stuff and these heinous acts and these crimes against humanity. And we now realize that we can have what's called free thought. We can be sovereign beings. The energy has shifted. It's showing. There's glitches in the matrix as we speak. We're seeing that with celebrities. I was just speaking to someone today, and they were speaking how, what's her name, was doing a concert, and her eye was acting funny, and then it was like she was a clone or something, and she was popping out of her performance. Katy Perry. And then we see a lot of these celebrities canceling concerts. And for a while, I think even what's her name, Lady Gaga, she said lightning was striking. And lightning is striking. And why is that? Because they committed crimes against humanity. They sold themselves to the devil. There is some such a thing as the devil. It's dark forces, dark energies, and they weren't doing right by us. So, like I said earlier, there's karma. Why not call yourself a truth seeker, truth speaker? You're very funny. A truth speaker. Okay, I'm a truth speaker. And so we're seeing the canceling of concerts, the clones, the CGI masks. Sometimes you see these pictures and these leaders actually have some kind of mask they're wearing. So you wonder, is that really them? And that they can create, Hollywood created all these masks. They think that their money will protect them. Well, money in the new earth, money's not going to be of any power anymore. It's not going to be important. It's going to be more about how you are inside, the inner life that you have, and humanity. It's all about organic and natural and the elements of nature. So there's going to be deaths in the future. What are we going to see in the future? Because the elite cabal takedown is happening. Are we going to see them go to prison? I don't know. I kind of sense that all of that's going to be something that is going to be behind closed doors. We're not going to see some of the evildoers get taken down. They're just going to either disappear or they're going to be put away somewhere. I don't know if we're going to see all of that, but we will see some removals, some deaths, resignations. There's also some strange stuff going with these suicides. What's going on with these suicides? And it's celebrities or really celebrities. Some of these celebrities that are suicide. And is that a ritual? Is that some kind of, sacrifice? I don't know what that is. The government leaders are really actors, we've realized. Aren't across the board. Aren't you seeing that in all these countries? And I've shared with you that how are they so good at speaking and reading the teleprompters and just following orders? Now, if I was a leader of a country, I would probably look pretty shabby most of the time. Why? I would probably look disheveled because I would be doing so much work. I would be concentrating so much on taking care of everyone. Wouldn't that what a leader would do? How do they always look so polished and they're all dressed up? And how do they do all of those meetings and then taking care of everything? They're not. They're just actors. They're filling a role. And you're going to see heart attacks. And suddenly the power has diminished. You've sensed that, don't you? The masses are awakening slowly but consistently. Every single day, it's improving. And you're going to see more and more improvements. And social media is probably going to change. And the electronics are probably going to change. And for a moment, it's going to feel as though we have 1 foot in the future and still 1 foot in the past. And then everything's going to move to the future. The people no longer believe the mainstream media. They don't believe the news anymore, the programming. And the evil acts against humanity has been disclosed. There's disclosure going on. Freedom. Yes, that's what's happening right now. So QAnon, is that how you say QAnon? The QAnon? A lot of that is disclosing again. I'm not really super familiar with QAnon. That's how you say it. I know that they talked about JFK and Donald Trump and the White Hats and whatever it is. I believe that it's something that is more about disclosure and sharing what's going on. I heard today the Twitter files, because of what's being revealed on Twitter, and Dr. Fauci. No one's going to let him get away with whatever he's done. Any bad things that that man's done, any bad things that anyone's done, karmic debt. So the angelic beings versus the elite cabal is where we're at, and Satan and the secret societies and all of that stuff. We'll clump all that together, all that evil. We'll put all that evil together and throw it in the dumpster, like we are throwing the Matrix in the dumpster. And I want good things for everyone out there. We're going to get into positivity in 1 second. It's about light clearing lesson. I'm going to share with you how to clear space. And that's what I've done in the past. I'm going to share with you how to clear some space. And there's some little very simple techniques you can do. So those lying and corrupt are being removed. The government, the entertainers, the celebrities, the medical experts, they've been exposed. It's pretty exciting. They know we are no longer impressed by false idols, are we? We're like, you know what? You're lying and you're corrupt and you're not really that impressive. And guess what? We are trusting our own selves now. We are believing and having a knowing within us. We have an intuition that we have to really depend on. And if someone tells you something and you kind of have in your gut, you say an uh-oh feeling, like when you were a kid and your mom said, if you have that uh-oh feeling, then don't go through with it. That's what we're all getting now from the elite cabal. We're saying, you know what? I have an uh-oh feeling. It's a no for you. We can say no, thank you. Just like I say to you, imagine if you need to have, if you feel as though that you're not protected emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, imagine an invisible line surrounding you about 12 inches from your body. And just imagine that line. And no one can come into your space physically, emotionally, mentally, or physically without your permission. If you do that enough, you practice that. When you go out into the public, you go out somewhere where there's crowds, where there's a group of people, they were not going to just come up to you anymore. People are not going to get in your face because they're going to sense that you have this invisible line. Now, it goes along with everything out there in the physical reality. Nothing bad can happen to you unless you give permission. Now, if you think about something so many times, like I said, imagine your thoughts and it's running and you could see it on a piece of paper. Is it positive? Did you wake up this morning and your first thought was something good for you? Did you say, oh, well, that's going to be wonderful things are happening to me today? You can create an outcome that you would like, and you can also create a bad outcome by your thoughts. Your thoughts are that powerful. And that's why we can actually do telepathy, because our thoughts carry a charged impulse. And if you're thinking of someone, they might call you 5 minutes later because they received that information from you, if you're clear. So let's get into, anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here's a being with light all around them. We're going to get into light clearing lesson. And here's a little example of light. This is where we're going. It's going to be like this in our future. Light is going to be traveling off of us. Have you ever gone outside and the sun is beaming down on you or beaming down on nature, and you can see the energy and the particles coming off of nature, the leaves, the flowers, and it's just so vivid? That's where we're headed. That's what it's going to be like with every single object, every single being. We're going to see the energy coming off of it. Everything carries a frequency and a vibration. All right, so let's get into what is a light clearing lesson. Well, I'm a light worker, and you might be as well. And so what does that mean? That means that from time to time, I can have a client and I meet them, I physically meet them, and I somehow memorize all of their energy, all the aspects of them. And I guess I do that because I tune into their heart. I've been able to do this. I guess I've been doing this 7 or 8, maybe 8 years now. And so I realize a way to visualize light, and I surround them with light. And when they're not with me, I do what's called a remote healing. So I have their picture, I have their name, their age, I know where they are, their location, and I put on headphones and I spin light around them, and I can see whatever's dark that's around them. I can see what's in their energy field. I can see some of their past life. I can see where they have negativity. And so I can clear the space around them and I can clear them. And I'm sharing this with you is because I'm going to share with you how you can clear space with light. And so light is holiness, light is grace, light is wisdom, light is hope. And it stimulates sight, and it's divine. And when I do this, when I clear space or I clear other beings, other beings of light, other beings, I call us beings of light. It's basically divine. It's divine light. It's divine energy. It's illuminating. It's the universal and fundamental symbol is light. So it's a source of goodness and an ultimate reality that accompanies transcendence. So light is basically the ancient symbol of understanding and intellectual thought. And as we know, I'm sorry, I'm like fighting this cold a little bit, but I'm almost through it. I'm like 99.9% through this cold. A good night's sleep does that, drinking water and tea. So light conquers darkness, doesn't it? And we're seeing that right now in our own physical reality. And hopefully that we're all healing ourselves in the process. Like I said earlier, we're kind of going into the darker side of ourselves. So light brings order to chaos. So let's begin on our own to clear some space around us. Now, how are we going to do that exactly? Well, let me share with you. We're going to transform and expand light. Now, if I was to say to you, like I have in the past, I've done visualizations. I don't know if you ever were seen one of my earlier shows. In the first, I think 20 of them, I did visualizations. I always spoke about closing your eyes, relaxing, and I spoke about imagining light. Maybe it started out the size of a coin in your heart, and it was spinning. Or maybe I spoke about light surrounding you. It's very similar to that. Now, we're going to go through, I'm going to share with you how to do this, and then you're going to do this on your own. It's very simple. We're going to let go first of any dark thoughts. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to let go of any dark thoughts, which would mean something negative about yourself. You're going to say, you know what? Nothing before this moment. In this moment, we're here in this moment. For me, it's 7:48. Okay? You're in this moment. We're letting go of anything before this moment. No beliefs, no thoughts. We're going to clear our mind. And we're going to remove any low vibrational frequencies and negative energy. And so we're going to say maybe leave. Maybe you're going to think it. Just anything, leave. Just leave my mind, leave my body. Just leave. And now I'd like you to imagine on a very sunny day when you look up to the sun and you see the beaming, that light, that white light that comes down on you. That's the light that we're going to imagine when we do this. And we're going to start by closing our eyes, letting out a breath. And then I would like you to imagine this very strong, vibrant light surrounding your entire being. So it's circling your being. And we're going to imagine this light circling our being. And we're going to accept this. And we're going to say, I'm going to take away any doubt that I can do this, because there's no doubt you can do this. You definitely can do this. So the light is going to spin around you. The light is spinning around you. You're imagining this light spinning around your body. Now, the light can be a long band. The light can be from the ground up to where, if you're sitting. So for me, the light would be, I guess this would be maybe 4 or 5 feet high. I don't know how far I am from the ground. So you imagine this very wide band spinning around you. So this light is going to spin around you counterclockwise. And you're just going to keep seeing this light band spinning around you. It doesn't have to be fast. 1, 2, 3 times. And then you're going to have the band of light spin the opposite direction. 1, so it's spinning around you. 2, 3. Now, if in the meantime, when I just did that, I saw other colors, maybe you're going to see some other colors. That's entirely, this is a personal experience, whatever happens for you. I'm not telling you the ultimate or the only or the everything. I'm saying to you, these are examples. So we're going to try this. So we're seeing the light spin around us. Now that you've done that, I hope that you can imagine this light. Okay? This is a light clearing exercise. It's a lesson. So now that you have an idea of what I'm speaking about, now when this is going on and the light is spinning around, you don't need me to do this. You can imagine the light spinning around you. Maybe you imagine the light, you're in the middle of it and you're spinning the light around you if you're very good at visualizing. Maybe you want to take your picture, if you have a picture of yourself, and spin light around your picture. Now this is going to help you to clear any negativity that's within you. And what's going to happen is you might wake up tomorrow morning. I want you to drink a lot of water. I'm drinking water. I want you to drink a lot of water when you're doing this, because you're changing your energy. You're changing your energy by doing this in a positive direction. So drink water and rest. Now the next step is a little bit more advanced, but I believe you can do it. I know you can do it because you're here right now and you're listening. So you've spun the light. So now you visualize the light. Now, if you want to clear the space in your home, if you would like to clear the space in your home, or if you want to clear the space where you work, you're going to imagine the light. Maybe you need to close your eyes. You're going to imagine the light from the ground to the ceiling. And you're going to be either next to the light, and you're going to be moving the light through the room, but make sure that you have a window or a door. And this is how you clear space. So maybe you're going to imagine sweeping light through the room from ceiling to floor, every single crevice of the room. Maybe you're going to imagine blowing it through the room. It's entirely up to you. Okay, whatever feels natural. Each of us can do this. You can clear space. And what happens after you clear the space, so you're sending all, and it doesn't take a long time. Really, it doesn't. It takes concentration and focus, because you're really focused on clearing the space. So you're imagining from ceiling to floor that you're basically pushing through the energy with light of the whole entire room, all the way. So for me, it would be from that end of my room all the way through, and then I push it out the window. You want to open a door or window, and you want to push it out, and you just push the light, everything out. Now, during that time, if you are clairvoyant or you're very tuned in, you might receive impressions. You might see something dark. Don't be surprised. You might see if someone entered your place of work or home that was very dark person or being. You might see a little demon. You might see, maybe you'll see an angel. I don't know. You might see something positive or negative. I'm just giving you some examples. So don't be alarmed. It's all good. And so you're sending it all through. Now, what happens after this, if you're in a place of work and things have been not going well, if you clear the space with light, like I just explained, then the place of work will begin to prosper. If you work someplace that you're selling things, like I sell things at my job, where at my job in the Matrix, I cleared the space. I guess it was on Monday, and things started selling yesterday. Now, I don't know. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Did I help it? Probably. Now, it doesn't have to be as extreme as that. It could just be that you have those in the space, and maybe they came in and they were in a bad mood, or they had something negative happen to them and they left their energy. It's like when we get a piece of furniture or we get something from someone else and it seems to carry some kind of negativity with it, and we don't know why. It's because it just has to be cleared. And if anyone has any questions, please write in the chat. So we are basically removing low vibrational frequencies and negative energy. Again, I know you're capable of doing this. Clearing, when we spin light around ourselves, we imagine light spinning. And I say the number 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise. And we're just envisioning this very long band of light surrounding us. If you're capable of visualizing, if you have an imagination, I know you do. I know you're capable of this. And these are some of the first ideas and examples that I'm going to give, because I think this is where I'm supposed to go. I've shared with you that I get an intuition about what's the next step, and this is the next step. So let's get into psychic phenomenon. I want to remind everyone about light on the horizon. Good things are coming beyond our view. A difficult situation will improve, which means if it seems as though everything's rotten, everything's going so badly for me, and we have those days. This morning, I looked at my bank account and said, where's my money? I need more money. It's Christmas time. And I just want to share with you that good things are coming beyond our view. So just be consistent and have patience and be hopeful, and good things are coming for you. Good luck. Okay? And that's it. So let's get on to psychic phenomenon. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's my commercial. And so now I guess I'm getting a little tired. It's showing in my voice, so I apologize. But we are getting through this, aren't we? So psychic phenomenon. We have a knowing when we receive some kind of impression. I'm psychic like a rock. Okay. Well, you know what? Michael K., just tune in. You'll get it. So have you received any impressions from another source? Which means you're going to know it's not your thought. It's going to be a flash. It's going to feel very powerful and vivid. It's going to carry some kind of energy with it when you receive this flash of information. And the more we ask for it to come into our lives, the more that we receive it. And so it's coming from a source outside yourself when you receive an impression. And maybe it comes through a mental picture. You see a mental image, this flash. It might come through, you hear a voice, a sound, some kind of tone. I shared with you that I received light language the other evening, and I knew that was something. It was very unusual, and I was half awake, half asleep, and I remember very clearly that I was having a conversation with someone, but it wasn't speaking in English. I was speaking in another language, and it was sounds, but I understood them. It was almost like I was learning to speak for the first time. And I know that that's a form of psychic phenomenon. And I had an inner feeling that it was important for me to have this experience. And I knew this. It was a knowing because it's something about my future. We all are right now in the midst of transforming, transmuting, evolving because the world is changing and it's never going to be the same. So let's keep moving forward. So we're going to tune in right now. We're going to do a little exercise together, and we have been. And after some time, after some practice, you'll receive these premonitions. You might get a flash of information, a message, a sign of something you're supposed to do or say or go to or focus on, someone that you're supposed to speak to, a message. It might be a symbol. It might come through remotely. You might visit a new location. You might travel through the astral realm when you're sleeping. If you go to sleep at night and you wake up and you say, wow, that was some dream. Oh my gosh, I was in this hotel lobby, or I was in a train station. There were all of these people traveling beside me. You have to know that's in some place in some kind of reality that was happening. And you're not really remembering. It's almost like your memory's wiped clean when you wake up because you came from such a distant place. You know, you wake up. Sometimes I wake up and I feel as though I'm being born for the first time because it's so intense. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are in the middle of doing mind-to-mind telepathy right now, aren't we? We are becoming capable of hearing others' thoughts or getting inclinations to do things the more we practice our clear senses. And it's just so simple. It's not complicated. It's about tuning in, relaxing, being in stillness, accepting yourself and not having any doubt, surrendering to all of your senses, which is your hearing, your sight, your clear sight, which is your clairvoyance. Maybe it's your claircognizance. You just have an instant knowing. Maybe your taste, your smell, your feeling, your touch. It's just tuning in. It's like closing your eyes and letting out a breath and relaxing and dropping down into it. Like I say, you're feeling like a rag doll and you're just listening, or you're smelling, or you're seeing, or you're feeling. It's just becoming acquainted with your own self. That's all it is. And then the more that you do this, the more powerful you become. You become more capable of understanding others, more awareness. You'll be hearing others' thoughts. And how are you capable of doing that? Because they're sending thoughts out into the world when they're thinking. And if they're on the same frequency as you, that's a vibration. You can receive it. It's just like when we come in contact, as I spoke earlier, coming in contact with someone, we say, wow, it's like I've known you my whole life, because you're basically having telepathy with the other person. Maybe they're finishing your thoughts. That's telepathy. That's mind to mind. It's called thought transference. ESP, extrasensory perception. So let's do some right now. Let's do a little exercise right now because we hit the 1 hour mark. And here we are. It's 1 hour. When we hit the 1 hour mark, we always do our telepathy, our psychic phenomenon. And I want to thank everyone for joining me this evening. And I'm really appreciative of you all. And we're building a community together. Just in the last few days, I had I don't even know, I lost count how many people followed my channel. And I'm really grateful for all of you out there. And I don't think I've said that enough, but thank you very much. And we are all here for a purpose and a mission. And let's just create this new Earth Gaia together and make it this beautiful new civilization where we're going to have peace on Earth. We're going to come out of our homes and hug one another. And we're going to do all of the things that we want. And I forgot to remind our destiny. What's your destiny? What are your 5 humongous goals? And if you could imagine your destiny right in front of you in holding in your hand, what would you see in your destiny? Where are you going? What do you want? What do you desire? It doesn't have to take 20 or 30 years to get there. Now you want to quantum leap to your destiny right in this moment. And how do you do that? Because you believe you can do it. You have the ability right now. You don't have to wait. Okay? All right, so let's do a little exercise. So we're going to let out a breath. We're going to just feel like a rag doll. Move your body around so you release any tension. If you want to tense up and let go and tense up and let go, we're letting go of any tension. We're just relaxing. We're letting go of a breath. We're calming down. And we're going to let go of any thoughts that we can't do this or any thoughts that are troubling us. Like I said, that's programming. That's an attachment. Those are attachments that you're carrying around with you. Leave it on the side of the road. Cut it off and leave it on the side of the road. Those beliefs and a lot of those thoughts that you've had, that programming isn't even yours. It's not even your thoughts. Let's let go of it. Who cares? We're rebels. We're dark horses. We believe there's another reality. So we're dropping down. We're going to let go of any thoughts, no critical thinking or reasoning. And we're going to surrender to our senses. We're dropping down into our senses. And I'd like you to tune into all of your senses one by one. If your third eye's open, if you can see in your third eye, do you see anything? I just saw white. I see a cloud in my third eye. What am I hearing? And when I say this, we're basically turning off all our electronics when we do this on our own, because we don't want all those frequencies. There's many frequencies that are hitting us that we don't even realize that are bothering our systems, our nervous systems. So we're going to hear as much as we can in the space that we're in right now. So for me, I hear the appliances. I always say that. Now in this here, I always hear another realm. And I do that when I'm alone and I go to sleep. It's very loud. It's like what you hear when you put a shell up to your ear. It's very loud in this ear. But for some reason, I always listen out of this ear. I can hear, cars traveling on the road. And basically, you want to listen as far as you can imagine. It's the same with what you're seeing, what you're feeling. How far can you feel? You sense yourself, your own heart, and can you tune into someone else's heart? Are you capable of tuning into someone else's heart? Are you empathic? Which means you're feeling whatever they're feeling. And we've spoken about the dial. Back in the day, there was a dial on a stereo or in a car. You turn the dial and you can turn up your senses. So 1 is here and then all the way to 10. If you want to have more senses going on, more clear senses, you want to channel. Maybe you want to channel a spirit or be like a medium. You channel another entity. Okay, so we're tuning into our heart. If you want to tune it up, tune the dial up. What are you feeling? Expand on your awareness. If you want to put your hands out, this is all testing before we do the exercise to remind you. Because we've desensitized throughout our day. We're busy, busy, busy. Rush, rush, rush. 9 to 5 or whatever it is. So are you feeling any vibrations on your fingertips? That's a good sign if you are. So if you're feeling and maybe you don't. And let me just share with you, every single time you do this, you're working a muscle. You're working your clairsense muscle, your psychic phenomenon. So one day, all of a sudden, it's going to make a difference. And you're going to say, oh, it happened for me. Okay, so now let's do a little exercise together. Now, everything that I'm sharing with you is a suggestion. Everything that I'm sharing with you is an example. You're not necessarily going to have the same experience as me. It's personal. When I became a psychic and intuitive years ago, I would go to these fairs and I would sit there and people would get in line. They'd sign up to get a reading from me. Or I'd do a corporate event and like 30 people in one shot. I was told by anyone else out there doing this, Mary, you're going to have an experience that's completely different than mine. You're going to tune into someone completely different. It's all personal, but we must accept how it comes to us. So I'm giving you an example how it comes to me. Okay? All right, so let's do this exercise. We're dropping down. We're feeling like a rag doll. We're like a little rag doll. We're letting go of any tension in our bodies. We're letting out a breath. We're feeling as though we're having some deep breathing, some patience. Sorry. And now we're removing any thoughts. We're pushing those away. And we're making physical contact with all of our senses. We're dropping down into our senses. Dropping down into our senses like a little puzzle piece goes into a kid's puzzle. It fits perfectly. So we're dropping down. We're surrendering. And we're taking away any doubt we can. And so now I'm going to give you a suggestion. And you're going to pick one of your senses. Maybe it's your third eye. Maybe it's your heart, your feeling. Maybe it's your touch. Maybe it's your hearing, your smell, your taste. Or maybe it's your claircognizant, your knowing. You're just going to know. You're going to close your eyes. I'm going to give you a suggestion, and you're going to receive information. And so my suggestion to you today is I'd like you to pick a positive feeling, joy, or love, or forgiveness. It's entirely up to you. I'm giving you a choice. I'd like you to pick joy, love, or forgiveness. And I'd like you to just, let's see, what day should we do? I'd like you to feel joy, love, or forgiveness on this coming Saturday coming up. So we are projecting a positive vibration and energy for this coming Saturday, which the date would be, the date would be the 17th. Okay, so you've dropped down into your clair senses. You've made physical contact. You've surrendered. Now you're picking one of your clair senses. So for me, I'm going to pick my hearing. So I'm going to tune into what I can hear beyond the walls of the room. And I'm giving this suggestion. And I'm going to pick, I'm feeling joy on Saturday the 17th. And when you say that in your mind, Saturday the 17th, what impressions are you receiving? And go to that impression. Tune into that impression. So I'm going to be quiet now and we're going to tune in. It can be your feeling, your sight, your touch, your hearing. So I'm making the suggestion you feel joy or love or forgiveness on Saturday the 17th. This is advanced. You can do it. Okay, so for me, I was doing it through my hearing, and then I got one image. I started seeing a mental picture. First I heard laughing, and then I saw a mental picture of the circumstances of where I felt the joy. So we're projecting joy. We're actually creating it for the future. And then it was interesting because joy is a feeling. So then all of a sudden, I had another feeling of joy, and I saw a completely different situation. But I was tuning more into it. I heard laughter too. You did. Okay, there you go. Yes, I heard laughter. Interesting. And the reason why I found that there's evidence of this being positive is back, I guess, over a week ago, I did this with you, and I forgot that I had done it. And 2 days later, it took 24 hours for it to, no, 48 hours for it to happen. I woke up and I just had this joy. And I said, did I have the most unbelievable dream? I woke up with this sense of joy. So I know that this is very positive for us to do. I know that we're bringing more light into our beings this way. This is a way of really countering anything negative, and it's really pushing all the darkness out from us. And it's a way of accepting ourselves. So whatever experience you had, maybe it was minor, maybe it was major, it's all good. It's all good for you. So we'll do the ball of light because we're over an hour and 15 minutes and we're rubbing our hands together. I'll be back again tomorrow. And tomorrow's my last day this week. I do Monday through Thursday now because of that job in the Matrix. Hopefully I'll get on a large platform and I will be doing this, weekly, and it'll be in the morning. So we're rubbing our hands together. We're making a bowl of light, and we're bringing light into this earth. And, oh, wait, it was my neighbors. What was your neighbors? So we're bringing light onto this earth, and we have concentration and focus, and we can imagine holding a ball of light. So we're holding a ball of light, and we have vibration on our palms, and we close our eyes, or we can keep them open. Thank you, whoever's liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. People can find us, and then I will have higher algorithms. Okay, so we're bringing light here, and you can either be looking in your third eye. So we're going to drop down. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to feel like a rag doll. We're holding our bowl of light, and we are dropping into our clear senses, and we're picking one of our clear senses right now, and we are going to imagine we're holding the ball of light. We're holding the ball of light, and I'd like you just to imagine that you're inside the ball of light. So the ball of light is either six feet tall, if you're 6 foot tall, or you can imagine yourself being small inside the ball of light. It's entirely up to you. So I'm imagining the ball of light, and I just am inside the ball of light, and I see fish and water. And at first, let's see, so the ball of light must be underwater. Oh, I see somebody outside the ball of light underwater. They're tapping on the ball of light. And the ball of light, to me, when I'm inside of it, seems like it's made out of plastic today. Where am I? Let's see. Oh, I saw light. So I see some light coming down. So I'm actually not that far from the surface, I realize. So it must be someone just swimming down, but they can see me inside this ball of light. Let's see. They're wearing a swimsuit. It's a man. No, he's young. I'd say he's young. He has long hair. Let's see. What else do I see? I'm seeing green now. It's like I could see the surface of the water when I look up through the ball of light. And it's like aquamarine. So I wonder if I'm in like the Caribbean or something, because it's so beautiful. I'm someplace. I want to go to the Caribbean. That's one of my destinations. Now I'm seeing yellow. I'm seeing a lot of different colors. That's beautiful. All right, so I'm putting my hands back together. What did you see? Did you see anything in your ball of light while you were in your ball of light? So for me, I'm always standing in the ball of lights, and the ball of light is very big. All right, everybody. It was lovely having you here this evening. Again, I'll remind you, we covered karmic debt. We all have the ability to clear our karmic debt. It's all about clearing, anything negative that we've done in the past through acts of kindness. We spoke about being grateful for every experience that you have, both the good and bad, embracing everyone with love, and Forgiving is the best way to create great karma. Forgiveness is huge. I would say it's forgiving and also asking for forgiveness. Also, we spoke about the elite Cabal takedown, and we did a light clearing lesson. So I hope everyone likes the video and subscribes to the channel. I'm spinning light. I just realized, did I mention angels? I don't know if I did. Hold on. I have to mention angels because it's one of the things that I do. And this is a spiritual war. Angels are beings of light. They come from the heavens to earth to protect humanity. They're celestial, benevolent beings. They're non-gender. They're immortal. They ascend. They descend from the heavens on a staircase, and they ascend. They're here to protect us, guide us, and they're messengers of God. There's warriors. Their angels are warriors, archangels. There's 9 ranks of angels, and they're beings of light. Okay, I'm spinning light, and you're in the middle, and we're releasing any darkness or negativity around you, and we're spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and I see the light traveling around you. I'm wishing good things for you. I'm sending you hope and love, and have a good evening, and I'll be back again tomorrow. And that's it, Monday through Thursday now. So everyone have a wonderful night. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light, and you're wonderful. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.